Hi boys and girls. Hey, step one of the BrewHouse builds. I pretty much told everybody that I'd kind of do some before after. I'm going to try to keep these segments relatively small. 10 minutes or so, maybe even less. Hard to say. Alright, so this whole storage wall is going to come down. Of course, this room, of course, you can see is it is a disaster area right now. These double doors that I've had for the longest time, all that wall has to go. And then this room, of course, this is a slightly better angle of the wall. And then the double doors here that have to come completely out. Now the stairwell, of course, we're going to paint everything white. The stairwell is going to be painted white. This wall is going to be painted white. The cinder block is all going to be painted white. The ceiling is going to be painted black. Flat black. This is a bit of a challenge. I have to reframe, get my bearings here. Here's the steps. I have to reframe, add an angled roof to get so that we can case in all this wiring from when I did the air conditioning. I'm going to expose on this wall the original German siding, which was the original side of the house before somebody put an addition on. And then we're going to paint the stairs, put a new, much better, this poor little runner, man, has lasted for like 15 years. Paint. As you can see, it is well past being worn. Paint, cinder block, trim, clean things up really good. And this will be basically phase one. Of course, the electrical service I did years ago. And yeah, man, we're going to take all this out and clean things up a bit. And when we come back, well, actually I got one more thing I'll mention, but when we come back, you get to see after. Well, actually I'll show you the after we take the wall down. How's that? We'll do that next. Alright, so here we are. It would appear that demolition is now officially done. I'll give you a quick tour, see what you think of that. I've done a couple of minor things. Interesting, though, is two things have come to mind. You know, anytime that you do remodels, if things don't go the way exactly you want it to or the way you think it's going to work out, so some changes have to be made, of course. First, I took all the plastic and all the ceiling, you know, material down that we just had. It was a temporary thing, just so it would look better and cleaner for years. Kept the dust down, I guess. I was going to paint everything flat black, pull all the insulation out. The bad part is that even with the new pellet stove, this side of the house, there's only a doorway from the basement into this addition that somebody built back in the early 70s. Still doesn't get warm enough over here. The rest of the basement's toasty and warm, and we got a fan going, and it only brings it up a little. And I'm afraid if I take all the insulation out of this part of the house, which is the brewery is under the master bedroom, and the studio is underneath of the living room. And if I take all that insulation out, this part of the house could get chilly, or it would be harder to keep warm. So we're just going to do a real thin paneling, something that's light in color, and it'll be cheaper and quicker and faster to do. But anyway, and then the other thing I'll show you with the camera is when I demoed the stairwell and took all that paneling off, I was hoping to take the drywall off of what is the original German siding, wooden siding that was the original part of this house. I thought it would be kind of a cool thing to expose, but there was a window right dead smack, and now it's just a big hole. Makes sense that there was a window there before they built this addition. But anyway, I'll give you a quick tour of how things look now that everything is demoed and point out a couple of minor things. So I'll disconnect the camera and carry it around and show you what we got. Stay tuned. So of course, this is what things look like now with the wall taken down and well, Mary Jane's rocking chair, which is where she sits to hang out with me. Everything is off of the ceiling. All my signs are down because that gets repainted, and then all this gets done. So a couple of real quick, one of the things that happened is the electric that was along the ceiling. Originally I have re-drilled, I shouldn't say I drilled holes, and then what you see is the black wire there. I got that all up nice in the ceiling, and then that goes to the new outlet, and that's all for the brewer. And Jesus, what a mess this is. The second thing is that this corner, we've had an occasional water leak. I'll show you a picture real quick. But what we did is I had to pull the bottom steps completely apart and waterproofed that corner. And of course, that's the original side of the house, which is just on the other side of the steps there. And then of course the window thing I was talking about is right where the 4 points of the drywall come together. So we're just going to finish drywalling that and paint it. You know, and then next step, so I've already kind of gotten ahead on a couple little things. The next big step is I need to do an electric outlet under the steps, and that's where the keys are, and the tab, the double-headed Keyser tap is going to go, and then hopefully right there to the, I guess, left of the ladder, I'm hoping to, if I eventually get myself into a nice stainless steel sink, it'll go there. Then of course this wall is going to have new pegboard, but it's going to be painted white. We're going to frame out that doorway nice, make it nice and neat, and everything is going to be white, painted white. Of course the floor is going to be the same matching gray that you see in the other room. Yeah, had to sneak the Harley into the studio over there just to make room so I could work over here, but there we go. Off and running. Demo is completely done. Everything is wide open. Next step is electric and new lights. So I have an outlet and all new lights to do, and when that gets done we shall meet again. See you soon.